Good afternoon. This is Pastor Jeff. I'm here in my office Sunday afternoon. Our annual meeting has just finished. If you were at the annual meeting, you would have heard that during my staff report, I skipped on the state of the church because of how long the meeting was going and said I would just give it as a video, and then we will also mail out the hard copy to individuals. Annual meeting, State of the Church, January 29th, 2023. In 6 short weeks, I will have been here for 2 full years. 2023 is already my 3rd calendar year. The first 2 years have been a roller coaster ride. As I look ahead to the remaining 11 months of 2023, there is so much hope. I truly believe that great things are going to happen, both inside these walls and outside of the walls. I strongly want to encourage you to keep your eyes and ears open for all the activities that are occurring and the ways that you will be able to connect within Bayview and in the Door County community. It all can begin in February. One of the themes that came out of our town hall meetings was connecting with our community and having meals. Thus, we're going to be having spaghetti dinners, and we are partnering with New Door Sober Living in this project. The dinners will be on the 4th and the 18th. One of our church members has a line that goes like, "We're building the plane while we fly it." In some sense, that is what we are doing here. Dinners will be from 4 to 6 p.m., and we will have dine in and carry out. We'll fly a little in the dark on the 4th, and then we'll start inviting more individuals to participate in volunteering food, time, and there may even be music in the air in the future. Then another aspect that was lifted up out of our meeting was Dory and the children and youth. They are in the planning stages of doing a pancake dinner. This will take place on Fat Tuesday. I want to encourage you to purchase a ticket and come on out and fill your bellies with pancakes and sausage. With the financial state of the church, the Youth and Learning Board took a huge leap and they settled on a $0 budget and will be funding the ministry through their restricted account and these types of fundraisers. In our town hall meeting, we talked about our building and the use of it. Some of it was driven by fundraising potential, and other conversations were around blessing our community with this great resource that we have. We currently have about 14 community groups who are using our building. Individuals are coming in and out quite frequently, and we should celebrate and champion these ministry opportunities of hospitality that we are displaying. I now want to take a hard right, and I want to share with you something that has been troubling me. Over the last 6+ months, I have heard a number of comments about how low our attendance is in worship and the lack of volunteers and individuals participating in service opportunities. I think that we need to change the narrative and share the positives and maybe even more of the truth. We came back in person in June of 2021 after being away from in-person inside worship for 15 months. That's a long time of absence. Anyway, all 7 months, June through December on 2022, were higher than in 2021. Our attendance has been on the upswing, and we are averaging over 110 consistently. Maybe we do not realize it because it is spread out over 3 services. Then, on volunteers, this month I have attended 6 meetings. They include personnel, worship, finance, council, youth and learning, and the service committee. In these meetings, there were 23 adults who are dedicating their time to be in meetings and then executing the task lists that flow out of those meetings. Out of those meetings, many great things are occurring. With me being on the inside and listening in firsthand, I am excited about all the potential ministries that are going to be taking place. I think when we lean into our 7 faith practices that we are looking at in year A, we are going to see tremendous growth in our lives as individuals and as a church. On our wall in the fellowship hall, we see the 7 faith practices. They were painted/colored by our confirmation students. Let me close out my time by sharing a story. In the story, you will hear the practices. It is December 2023. There is a group of individuals from Bayview Lutheran that have gathered for a holiday party. It was a joyous evening. During the party, they reflected on the year and celebrated all that they were thankful for. Somewhere in the conversation, a shift occurred, and the conversation turned towards the church. Allison shared with the group that 2023 was a tough year for her, and that because of Bayview, she became a stern believer in the power of prayer. The two that stood out to her was the group that meet weekly to pray over and through the prayer list, and the individuals who created a prayer card ministry. She still carries a few of those cards in her purse to remember the love and support she received when she thought that she was at the end of her rope. Brett chuckled. He then said, "If you told me a year ago that I would be part of a Bible study, I would have thought that you were crazy." Don't get me wrong. I read my Bible and even listen in on the daily lectionary readings that PJ does, but the power of study Scripture together is something that I did not know that I needed or desired. Now, I can't wait to attend. Candace mentioned how grateful she was that the church offered worship on different days and times. Without the different options, she would not be able to worship regularly. She thanks God daily that she can come to the sanctuary and worship God with others. It has helped her remain connected. Dylan echoed Candace's sentiment. He said, I drove Maple Street every day, but in my mind, it never really registered me to ever think about going. However, Xavier sent me an invite. He said, Dylan, why don't we go to church on Wednesday night? And then we could head out for a bite to eat, and we can talk about the message. Eleanor shared how her life and others were changed when individuals encouraged others in the teaching time. Faith was passed on. The one example that she held on to tightly was the confirmation small group leaders who invested in the lives of the middle school students. Frances turned to the group and said, "What brought me here was individuals who lived out their baptismal promises. Now, at the time, I had no idea that there was a connection, but I was impacted by individuals who were willing to serve. Social and justice issues are important to me, and I did not know that it could be done through a church lens." Finally, Gloria spoke up. She said, "Well, I guess that leaves me. I know that this might sound crazy, but I did not realize the impact that occurs when I give. For such a long time, it was about throwing some money in the offering plate when it came by. I never truly stopped and realized all the ministry that was able to be accomplished when we all give collectively. I then realized that I probably could step up my giving just a little, and that giving would enable children to go to camp, who would help put food in the outdoor pantry, and the money will help make the sanctuary look so beautiful, and oh so much more." The small group, hearing the crackling of the fire, all smiled. They realized that they were blessed, and they realized that all the little things that they did to live out their faith impacted Bayview and Door County. Friends, we can make 2023 a banner year. Let's do it.